Time now for celebrity justice. Next Thursday, OJ Simpson is set to appear before a Nevada parole board. Simpson is currently serving time behind bars for robbery and kidnapping charges when he was found guilty back in 2008. Now, at least 4 out of 7 parole board members believe that Simpson is fit for release. He could walk free as early as October 1st. Now, Eric, many people feel that O.J. Simpson was ultimately convicted of this and given a pretty severe sentence. He was given 30-some years on this.
I hope he gets
9.
out. I want him to get out because then he can resume looking for Nicole's real killer. Remember, he said if he wasn't going to jail, he was going to do that instead. I think he was partying in Orlando nightclubs and shooting up hotel rooms in Vegas instead.
Ruben, certainly many people feel that the justice that they saw with him going to jail back in 2008 was really, due proper from the killings of Ron and Nicole, although he was found not guilty. So they would not like to see him released. But the DA that actually was responsible for him getting convicted predicts that he will be released.
Right. This takes me way back in '94. So it was a host of a radio show in Los Angeles. All OJ all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When the story first broke. I think the thing I dread the most is that there's no doubt that when he comes out, he's going to want to restart his career, his fame, his reality shows, his ideas. You remember some time ago he was pitching a book idea.
Oh, yeah.
From behind bars.
Well, he wrote that book, actually, and it was sold, and I think the proceeds went to the family of Ron Goldman.
And it was scary. It was scary, eerily similar. Right, exactly.
If I'd done it.
So he'll be back before the cameras before long.
He's also 70 years old, and so some people feel like if we're not kind of assigning this alternative blame here, if we're just focusing on the letter of the law, perhaps 9 years on these charges is justice.
Yeah, it's... At the end of the day, it's a really sad American story. I mean, he was an American hero. He had grown up the way he did. He was a football star. And it's kind of sad at the end of his life here to see what it turned into. It really is a sad story.
Well, you can't brutally murder. That'll do you in.
Well, he was found not guilty. I just want to put that out there for all safety purposes. But it is to that point, Kat, people do feel like, he probably did it. He was found not guilty, technically, legally speaking, but he was so silly to both of you and Eric that instead of if I'm acquitted for murder, y'all are not going to see me. I'm going to have the lowest profile, seriously. Instead, OJ is out here just continuing to promote himself and be public, and then he ends up with these charges. I really didn't feel sorry for him.
Absolutely not.
Karma.
Yeah.
What did say? It's a what? It's a bitch.
Oh, well, somebody certainly did say that. So let's go on to the next story here. Singer Gwen Stefani and concert promoter Live Nation are facing a lawsuit from my hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina. A North Carolina woman is claiming that during a concert back in 2016, a stampede broke out. The pop singer allegedly told her fans to, quote, just fill in anywhere you like. Who cares about your lawn chairs? You can get new ones. The woman suing Stefani claims that this created a rush of concert goers to the front of the stage, which led to her getting her leg broken. Both Stefani and Live Nation are being sued for negligence. The woman seeking more than $75,000 in compensatory damages, plus unspecified punitive damages. And I think she's seeking $75,000 from Gwen and $75,000 from Live Nation, $150,000. Do you think she will prevail?
Having read, actually, the story and what Gwen Stefani did, I think she's actually probably going to prevail because evidently at the end of that, Gwen Stefani said, whoa, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. And you got to know, as a performer, as popular as she is and how crazy the fans are, but... I don't know if that's a little too much money.
She said move forward. She didn't say recreate the beginning of The Lion King. I think that there's a huge difference. I never broke a leg, but in high school I used to go to a lot of punk rock concerts and be in mosh pits. And I'd get some, get some bruises and get banged up a little bit. I would never sue the band.
Yeah, but I don't know, a broken leg, Ruben, maybe if you feel like that this superstar should have known better, I think is the duty breach, equation, of course, that we use legally.
At first glance, I thought it was the weirdest thing, a nuisance suit, but the idea that she called an action, called the fans to do something and they did it, she might be in trouble here.
I'm going to just warn everyone before jumping to a conclusion that she's going to get sued and lose. On the back of that ticket, read the back of that ticket. They basically you by purchasing that ticket, you've waived almost.
Nobody reads the back. You read the back of a ticket.
Only reads the back of the ticket.
Pretty much. Think of it this way: the baseball player who the bat slips out of his hands and it hits someone in the stands. You can't sue that ball player.
That's an accident. When she actually calls for the massive crowd to do, and they did exactly what she asked for, I think there's going to be a lot of sympathy for the jury. I get
dinner on this, Jason, that this doesn't go through.
Well, that's good, because I eat at McDonald's. If I lose, I can handle it.
I think it's going to settle, right? No way this woman gets $150,000, but I think Gwen Stefani and Live Nation would be well served to just give her, I don't know, maybe 25, 30, and make it all go away. So the third case, the mother of ex-husband of Jim Carrey's late girlfriend are accusing the actor of going back on his promise to pay for White's funeral after initially offering to cover the cost. On Monday, they filed an amended complaint in L.A. Superior Court alleging that Carrey never paid a dime of funeral expenses and reneged on his offer after learning that White had left her family a small amount of money. Now, a provisional trial date has been set for April 2018. Now, I just talked about settling, but, Eric, I got to say, from my lawyer friends here...
Jim Carrey couldn't be more despicable and more of a lowlife. This story comes out. For God's sake, she was with you. They were seen everywhere together. She committed suicide largely because she said of the way she felt when she was around him. I mean, pay for the funeral. He's loaded.
And pretty bad allegations, Congressman, saying that he gave her 3 STDs. He allegedly supplied her with the drugs that she committed suicide with. Those things we don't know. Surprisingly, this doesn't look like it's going to settle. I used to live in L.A. Many of my attorney friends are still practicing there. Rumor is they're not talking settling. They actually want to see this go to trial 2018.
I'm kind of on the opposite side, Eric, on this one, so maybe we're going to have to do 2 dinners here. I think, look, he doesn't owe anything financially, and it sounds like these people are being a bit of gold diggers. This is not just to cover the cost. Yeah, to not just cover the cost of funerals. They're talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars that they're suing and want from this, from Mr. Carrey. I'll go on the other side, they're going to have to go a long way to figure out that he owes this kind of money.
They have a high burden of proof, but if they feel, if you're the family, you say, you know what, but for her relationship with Jim Carrey, my daughter would be alive, my estranged wife would be alive.
I agree that that's a dangerous
There's legally obligated, and there's the right thing to do. And this is the right thing to do.
You go.
You ought to do it.
That's a beautiful way to put it, Ruben. I agree.
You think he'd want to. You don't want these stories about the STDs swirling in the media. I mean, come on. Why would he not just do it?
He's guilty just for that stupid sitcom he put out. Have you seen it?
No.
I'm dying for that.
That is the worst hour I've ever seen of television.
Well, then for that he should pay.